Welcome back. Former Gauteng Health MEC Qedani Mahlangu's testimony at the Life Esidimeni arbitration hearings have been characterized by 4 words. It's not my fault. She says she will only accept political blame for the decision that led to the deaths of 143 mentally ill patients. ENCA's Zikhona Chona has been following the hearing. She joins us now in studio. Zikhona, yesterday at the conclusion of her testifying, people actually walked out.
It's a pattern in the arbitration hearings that the witness is given an opportunity after the cross-examination to address the families as well as the country. So in her closing remarks, family members decided to walk out. I think it's because they don't believe that she's been genuine and that she's been truthful before the arbitrations. In terms of families want to know what decisions were made. They want to know who the role actors were in the implementation of this project. And they also want to know who is responsible. They want to know the truth. And she's really failed to truthfully tell family members as to what her role was in the implementation of this project. She's maintained throughout that she knew nothing. But we know now that meetings were held prior to the implementation of the project that she was present in, that she chaired, and the risks were put before her. There's a meeting that she chaired. In the minutes of that meeting, it's outlined, it's written that she said, there is no turning back. We have to push through. And she denies that. She says she doesn't remember saying that. So really family members are frustrated with her testimony, and they also don't think that she's provided the truth that they need to find closure.
And she's not taking blame at all, apart from saying she'll take political blame, but she's not ultimately responsible for this.
She's maintained that she knew nothing. She was given an opportunity yesterday to take some responsibility, to take some blame for the role that she played as an MEC who led this project. She flat out refuses to take any blame. She says she knew nothing. No one informed her of anything that was happening on the ground. No one informed her of the issues that were faced by these NGOs in terms of providing a service to these mentally ill patients. And of course we know that is not true. She visited NGOs herself personally, and she admits that the conditions that they were in were not up to standard. And asked as to why she did not move patients when she knew that they were not living in conditions that were good for them, she said, "What was I supposed to do, counsel? Was I supposed to get a truck? Oh, no, sorry, that was a slip of the tongue. I meant a bus to move these patients." But we know that that slip of the tongue is actually quite ironic, because that's the manner in which patients were moved from these NGOs, from the Life Esidimeni to these NGOs. The CEO of Life Esidimeni said they were put in the back of trucks like cattle. And he came there and he ordered that they be removed from the trucks, that they be put on buses. We know they were put in the back of vans. So really, I think family members have a right to be pained by her testimony, because they really have not found any truth. She says she takes political responsibility, but not any personal blame for the role that she played. We know that for 3 months, during the start of the implementation of the project, she was away campaigning for the ANC in the run-up to the local government elections, and she was asked, this is such a crucial project that your department was starting. Why did you go away? Why did you go away for 3 months? And she says, in between, I did do government work, Justice.
You know, it's safe to say that listening to her over the past couple of days, and I'm not even sure I'm allowed to say this word on TV, that she's been very cocky about her testimony. And I want to listen to one of the sound clips of her speaking at the Esidimeni hearings.
If I had foresight of what was going to happen, if profit, maybe I would have seen right.
Maybe if I were a prophet, I would have seen this happen, yeah?
Now at this point, Shahan, the justice wanted to have a personal interaction with her to say, we were political activists, and now I'm speaking to you as a comrade, former MEC, to say, if you were not going to listen to the civil society groups that were bringing the issues to you, our people in a meeting came to you and they said, this needs to be stopped. This is not going to be good for the patients. And you went ahead. Why did you not listen to our people? He repeated that so many times, and I felt the hurt in him in saying that I was a political activist, we fought for the freedom of this country, you were also a part of this struggle, and now at this point you chose not to listen to our people. The people said this is going to be a deadly project and you turned a blind eye to that.
And lastly, and very quickly, I heard her say that she is very upset about her family being targeted by South Africans.
Well, we know now that she's brought a concern before the hearings that she saw a drone hovering around her home, and that's obviously going to be addressed by the police. The justice has asked the police to deal with that matter. She's also mentioned a story yesterday saying that her aunt went to a clinic in Mpumalanga and caught two nurses talking about the Life Esidimeni matter. And she says at some point one of them stopped the other one to say, oh, this is Qedani's family. And the nurse said, your child killed people in Gauteng. So she's saying that it's not only been tough on her, but it's also been tough on her family. But what needs to be understood, Shahan, and I think a lot of these government officials that are coming to these arbitration hearings to testify, is that this is not a court. People, we know already, and government has admitted that they were wrong. They take the blame for the deaths that transpired in this project. There is no need to try and pass the buck, shift the blame. There's no need for that. People want to hear the truth. There's no need to say, I did not do this, so-and-so was responsible for that. People want to hear the truth, and government officials have come to these hearings and arrogantly shifted the blame and refused to take any responsibility for even their signatures that were on any of the licenses, for that matter, that were given to these NGOs. And I really think if they've missed an opportunity to really send some comfort and be compassionate to these families. So I don't think Qedani Mahlangu's testimony has been any different to that of Dr. Bani Silebano or that of Dr. Makgabo Manamela. I think they've come to these hearings and just not taken any responsibility, yet they expect families to believe them when they say they are sorry. And that's why families walked out yesterday, because they're really finding it hard to believe them or to find any genuinity in their apologies.
All right, we'll leave it right there. Thank you so much for the insight. Appreciate it. That was ENCA's Zikhona Chona. Here's a reminder of our top stories.